Hello. Today General Hospital will reveal Laura Wright, best known to millions of soap opera fans as Carly on General Hospital, has always been a compelling presence on screen. But her recent candid revelations have captivated audiences in a different way. In a heartfelt discussion, she opened up about the surprising dynamics she shares with her co-stars Maura West, who portrays Ava Jerome, and Cynthia Watros, who brings Nina Reeves to life. While fans of the long-running ABC daytime drama are accustomed to seeing these three women at odds on screen, locked in fierce rivalries, trading barbs, and entangled in emotionally charged conflicts, reality off-camera could not be more different. Laura revealed that the trio has built a bond that goes far beyond scripts and set lights, one rooted in authenticity, mutual respect, and a sense of sisterhood that defies the narratives crafted for their characters. What struck many fans most about Laura's reflections was her description of how deeply Maura and Cynthia have impacted her personal life. She explained that they have been steady, unwavering presences during some of her most difficult moments. In an industry often characterized by its intensity, long hours, and relentless public scrutiny, finding friends who offer genuine support can feel nearly impossible. Yet Laura described Maura and Cynthia as not only colleagues she could rely on professionally but also companions she could lean on personally. She credited their honesty, compassion, and warmth as invaluable sources of strength, helping her maintain balance between her demanding career and her personal challenges. For Laura, their friendship is not a superficial byproduct of working together but rather a powerful reminder that true camaraderie can thrive even in competitive environments. Her gratitude is matched by Maura and Cynthia themselves, who on various occasions have expressed their appreciation for Laura's presence in their lives. They've spoken about how her openness, loyalty, and humor bring light to the often stressful atmosphere of filming, and how their trust in each other translates into stronger performances on screen. This mutual respect has created a rare dynamic where the women can engage in the most emotionally intense confrontations in front of the camera but laugh, support, and even confide in each other the moment the director calls cut. Laura pointed out that the ability to shift between the fictional tension and their real bond is only possible because of the genuine trust and admiration they share behind the scenes. What makes this revelation even more intriguing to fans is the striking contrast between the cutthroat battles their characters fight in Port Charles and the solidarity they exhibit in real life. Carly, Ava, and Nina are often portrayed as adversaries, each vying for power, love, or revenge in plots that keep audiences on edge. Yet away from the scripted drama, Maura, and Cynthia exchange text messages late at night about TV shows, share family stories, and check in on one another during difficult times. Laura mentioned that she and Maura often joke about how strange it must be for fans to imagine them laughing together, considering the venom their characters hurl at each other on air. This juxtaposition highlights how different their lives truly are and how much richer their off-screen friendships have become precisely because of their ability to separate reality from fiction. The depth of these connections also speaks volumes about the resilience of women in an industry where competition is often encouraged, and rivalries, real or perceived, are amplified by the public eye. Laura's willingness to acknowledge how vital her friendships with Maura and Cynthia have been in her journey provides a refreshing counter-narrative to the stereotype of feuding co-stars. Instead, it shines a light on how solidarity and empathy can flourish even in the most high-pressure environments. Her words reminded fans that behind every dramatic scene is a team of professionals who care for one another and understand the importance of trust when delivering emotionally demanding performances. For many viewers, Laura's testimony offered an inspiring perspective on the hidden bonds that keep their favorite show alive. It not only deepened admiration for her as an actress but also humanized her as a person navigating both professional pressures and personal struggles with the help of trusted allies. By sharing her experiences so openly, she allowed audiences to see a softer, more vulnerable side of her cell phone that resonates deeply because it underscores the value of true friendship in an industry where genuine connections are often hard to come by. Laura Wright, a cornerstone of General Hospital and a familiar face to generations of daytime television viewers, recently peeled back the curtain on her personal relationships within the cast in a way that stunned fans and fueled discussions across social media and fan forums. Known for her fierce and emotionally layered portrayal of Carly Corinthos, Laura has long been at the center of some of the show's most explosive storylines. Yet when she stepped away from the script and spoke about her life beyond the cameras, what emerged was a complex portrait of loyalty, gratitude, and also tension, an honest look at the real bonds and fractures that exist behind the scenes of a soap opera institution. In describing her connection with Maura West, who plays Ava Jerome, Laura offered fans a glimpse into a friendship that thrives in contrast to the animosity their characters share on screen. While Carly and Ava have spent years locked in bitter rivalries battling over love interests, family disputes, and betrayals, Laura and Maura share a camaraderie that has only deepened over time. Laura revealed that their friendship continues outside of work, often in the form of late-night text messages about television shows, shared laughs over everyday life, and mutual encouragement during personal struggles. She painted an image of two women who, despite being pitted against each other in the fictional world of Port Charles, have cultivated a bond marked by ease and familiarity. For Laura, this relationship feels like an extension of familiar chosen family that offers her a safe haven where she can be her true self without the need to perform or hide behind her professional persona. Cynthia Watros, who plays Nina Reeves, represents another facet of Laura's support system, one defined by encouragement, compassion, and reliability. Laura described Cynthia as wonderful and always supportive, underscoring the invaluable role she has played in both her personal and professional life. On set, where emotionally charged scenes can be draining and demand immense trust between actors, Laura knows that Cynthia will always meet her with openness and generosity. That level of trust allows both women to take risks in their performances, heightening the authenticity of their work while ensuring that they remain grounded in respect for each other's boundaries. Laura spoke candidly about how Cynthia's steady presence often gives her the confidence to push herself in demanding storylines, knowing she has a partner who understands the intensity of the work and shares her commitment to excellence. What makes Laura's testimony resonate even more is the way it underscores the rarity of such friendships in a competitive industry. Daytime television, with its demanding schedules and relentless pace, does not always provide fertile ground for deep, lasting connections. Yet, Maura, and Cynthia have proven that solidarity can flourish even in high-pressure environments. They represent a different kind of story than the one written for them on screen, one that celebrates resilience, trust, and the healing power of companionship. Fans have often marveled at the chemistry these women display when performing scenes filled with venom and rivalry. But Laura's revelation that those scenes are born out of mutual respect only enhances the appreciation viewers have for their craft. Still, Laura's candor extended beyond praise. She was unafraid to acknowledge that not all of her working relationships have been positive, a revelation that drew even more attention than her affirmations of friendship. When she named Nancy Lee Grahn, a veteran actress of General Hospital, as a source of discomfort in her professional life, the reaction was immediate. Laura explained that there were moments when Nancy's behavior created tension for her personally, moments that left her feeling pressured and uneasy rather than supported. While she did not delve into specific incidents, her willingness to identify Nancy by name lent weight to her comments and sparked a wave of conversations among fans and fellow soap enthusiasts. Reactions were swift and divided, though many sided with Laura. For years, Nancy has cultivated a reputation as someone outspoken, frequently taking to social media to voice controversial opinions or criticize colleagues. Some have admired her boldness, but others have described her as combative and quick to engage in conflict. Stories of clashes with fellow cast members have circulated in fan communities, and Laura's revelations seem to validate long-held suspicions. For fans who adore Laura's warmth and authenticity, her words reinforce the belief that she values honesty above all else and is unafraid to share her truth, even if it means shining a light on difficult dynamics within the cast. The contrast between the comfort Laura finds in Maura and Cynthia and the unease she associates with Nancy creates a layered picture of life behind the scenes at General Hospital. It reminds audiences that, while the soap's fictional rivalries are scripted, the real human relationships among its cast members are far more nuanced. They can be sources of immense joy and support, but they can also be marked by friction and strain. For Laura, opening up about these experiences was more than a confession. It was a statement about authenticity, about the importance of surrounding oneself with people who uplift rather than undermine, and about the realities of navigating a workplace where personalities, egos, and pressures collide on a daily basis. Fans, meanwhile, have been quick to discuss the larger implications of Laura's words. Some see her comments as an invitation to rethink how they perceive their favorite stars, not as flawless icons but as real people with friendships, conflicts, and vulnerabilities just like anyone else. Others believe Laura's revelations may even shift dynamics within the fandom, inspiring more empathy for actors who navigate both fictional battles on screen and real ones behind the camera. In celebrating Maura and Cynthia while also acknowledging her struggles with Nancy, Laura has provided a narrative that is messy, human, and deeply relatable. Ultimately, Laura Wright's reflections offer a rare behind-the-scenes perspective that adds dimension to both her as an actress and the world of General Hospital. They reveal that beneath the scripted chaos of Port Charles lies a reality shaped by trust, loyalty, and, at times, discord. Through her openness, Laura has shown that the strength of her performances comes not only from her talent but also from the emotional bonds she builds her, in some cases, struggles to build with those around her. And in sharing this truth with fans, she has once again demonstrated why she remains one of the most beloved and respected figures in daytime television, a woman unafraid to be both powerful and vulnerable, candid yet compassionate, and always deeply, authentically human. Laura Wright's decision to speak candidly about her relationships with her General Hospital co-stars has created a ripple effect far beyond what even she might have anticipated. What initially seemed like a simple acknowledgement of gratitude toward Maura West and Cynthia Watros quickly evolved into a much larger cultural moment for the daytime television community. Fans, critics, and entertainment outlets alike have seized on her words, not only dissecting the details of what she shared but also reflecting on what those revelations mean in the context of an industry long shrouded in carefully managed narratives and polished public personas. From the moment her comments became public, there was an outpouring of admiration from fans who saw in Laura a level of bravery and honesty that is all too rare in Hollywood. Many noted that it takes courage to acknowledge the darker side of working relationships in an environment as competitive and public as daytime television. By highlighting the duality of her experience, warmth and unwavering support she has received from Maura West and Cynthia Watros on one hand, and the discomfort she has felt with Nancy Lee Grant on the other, Laura positioned herself as a truth-teller, someone unafraid to puncture the illusion of perfection that often surrounds long-running casts. For fans who have watched her embody Carly Corinthos with unwavering ferocity, this glimpse into Laura's own personal battles and triumphs only deepen their respect for her. The revelations about her friendships with Maura and Cynthia were especially powerful because they provided a counterbalance to the often volatile storylines that dominate their on-screen interactions. In Port Charles, Carly, Ava, and Nina are locked in near-constant battle, trading betrayals, navigating shifting alliances, and waging war over love and family. Off-screen, however, Laura painted a picture of solidarity and affection that seemed almost radical in its simplicity. She described long text exchanges with Maura about television shows, shared jokes that carried them through stressful days, and a sense of kinship that provided her with an anchor in a demanding industry. With Cynthia, Laura emphasized the stability of their bond, recounting how Cynthia's encouragement and steady presence gave her the confidence to pour herself fully into emotionally grueling scenes. These glimpses into their friendship dynamics offered fans a rare sense of intimacy with the actors themselves, reinforcing the idea that the best performances are often born out of deep mutual trust. But it was Laura's mention of Nancy Lee Grant that truly electrified the conversation. Fans have long been aware of Nancy's outspoken presence, particularly on social media, where her unfiltered commentary has often made headlines. Some have admired her willingness to speak her mind, but others have found her combative and, at times, abrasive. When Laura admitted that Nancy had made her feel uncomfortable and pressured, it was as if years of whispers and speculation had been suddenly confirmed. Almost immediately, fan forums and comment sections lit up with responses. Some expressed shock, noting that they had never considered the possibility of tension between the two actresses, while others nodded knowingly, insisting that Laura's words echoed what they had long suspected based on Nancy's public behavior. The reaction was not confined to fans alone. Entertainment bloggers and soap opera commentators quickly picked up the story, framing Laura's comments as a watershed moment in the ongoing conversation about the realities of working in daytime television. Articles analyzed the contrast between her praise of Maura and Cynthia and her frank critique of Nancy. suggesting that Laura had shed light on the full spectrum of human dynamics that exist within long-running ensembles. Her words underscored a truth that often goes unspoken, that the camaraderie audiences see promoted in promotional interviews does not always reflect the more complicated reality behind the scenes. Perhaps the most striking aspect of the fallout has been the degree to which Laura's honesty has humanized her in the eyes of her fans. While she has always been admired for her talent, charisma, and longevity on General Hospital, this moment allowed audiences to see her not just as an actress but as a person navigating the same kinds of complicated relationships that exist in any workplace. By naming her struggles alongside her triumphs, Laura revealed a level of vulnerability that resonated deeply. Many fans commented that her words made them feel closer to her, as though she had invited them into her world in a way that transcended the traditional distance between celebrity and audience. The ongoing discussions around Laura's revelations also highlight the shifting expectations of modern fandom. Audiences today crave authenticity and are increasingly disillusioned by polished, one-dimensional portrayals of celebrity life. In that sense, Laura's candor was perfectly timed. Her willingness to admit that not all of her experiences have been easy reflected the kind of transparency that modern fans value, further solidifying her place as one of the most beloved and respected figures in daytime television. The loyalty she has inspired is not just rooted in her portrayal of Carly but in the way she consistently brings honesty and relatability to her public persona. Moreover, Laura's comments have sparked broader conversations about the value of female friendships in an industry that has historically pitted women against each other for roles, attention, and storylines. Her celebration of Maura and Cynthia as sources of unwavering support challenges outdated narratives of rivalry and competition, instead emphasizing the importance of solidarity and trust. By elevating these friendships, Laura has helped redefine what it means to succeed in Hollywood, not by climbing over others but by building each other up. At the same time, her acknowledgement of challenges with Nancy reminds audiences that solidarity does not mean glossing over conflict. Real relationships are messy, layered, and sometimes painful, and Laura's candor about this complexity makes her account all the more authentic. In the end, Laura Wright's revelations serve as a powerful reminder of why she continues to be such a central figure in the world of daytime drama. She has proven that her influence extends beyond the fictional universe of Port Charles, shaping the way fans think about the actors who bring their favorite stories to life. Her willingness to be candid about both her closest friendships and her most difficult professional relationships underscores a rare kind of bravery, one that resonates not just with fans of General Hospital but with anyone who has ever navigated the complexities of trust, loyalty, and conflict in their own lives. As the conversations continue to unfold, one thing is clear: Laura's decision to speak openly has only strengthened her bond with her audience. She emerges not just as a star but as a truth-teller, someone who understands that the stories worth telling are not just the scripted ones but also the ones rooted in real human connection. In celebrating Maura West and Cynthia Watros while acknowledging her struggles with Nancy Lee Gren, Laura has given fans a glimpse into the reality of her world, a reality that is as complex, dramatic, and deeply human as anything ever written into the scripts of General Hospital. At present, Laura Wright's candid remarks continue to ripple through the entertainment world, spreading far beyond the borders of the General Hospital fan base and reaching into mainstream media coverage. What began as a heartfelt acknowledgement of the friends who have supported her and an unflinching reflection on the challenges she has faced behind the scenes has transformed into a story of resilience, authenticity, and integrity that resonates on multiple levels. Her words are being quoted, dissected, and shared across social platforms, turning what might have been a fleeting interview detail into a cultural moment that reinforces her enduring influence both within and outside the soap opera community. Journalists and commentators have been quick to point out how rare it is for a star of Laura's stature to be so forthright. In a genre where actors often stay guarded to avoid controversy, Laura's transparency has been hailed as refreshing, even revolutionary. The entertainment press has described her as fearless, grounded, and a voice of authenticity in an industry that thrives on illusion. Media outlets covering the story have emphasized how her revelations about her deep friendships with Maura West and Cynthia Watros, coupled with her willingness to acknowledge the discomfort she has felt working with Nancy Lee Gren, offer a complete and varnished picture of what it means to exist in the complex ecosystem of daytime drama. This level of honesty, commentators argue, is precisely what makes Laura not just a soap opera star but a cultural figure who embodies strength and vulnerability in equal measure. For fans, Laura's remarks have reinforced what they already admired about her. To them, she is more than Carly Corinthos, the fierce, complicated, and often controversial character who has defined her career. She is a woman who openly acknowledges her triumphs and her struggles, who celebrates the friendships that sustain her, and who does not shy away from calling out moments of conflict when necessary. Her refusal to sugarcoat her experiences makes her feel more accessible and relatable. Fans have taken to social media to share their admiration, with many describing her as a role model not just in terms of her career but in the way she navigates life with honesty and grace. This groundswell of support has only deepened the affection fans feel for her, transforming admiration for her acting into respect for her as a person. The timing of Laura's revelations also underscores her unique position in the soap opera world. With her career showing no signs of slowing down, she remains one of the brightest stars of General Hospital, carrying storylines that keep viewers glued to their screens while continuing to command respect as one of the most recognizable figures in daytime television. Yet beyond her professional accomplishments, her personal life with experiences, challenges, and lessons has added layers to her public image. She has become a symbol of perseverance, of balancing success with authenticity, and of finding strength in vulnerability. Fans see not just the polished star but the woman who has lived through ups and downs, who values loyalty and truth, and who continues to stand tall in an industry that is not always forgiving. This dual identity is both a powerhouse on screen and a deeply human figure off-it is what makes Laura Wright so compelling. On one side, she embodies the high drama and emotional intensity that defines General Hospital, anchoring the show as one of its central figures. On the other, she represents qualities that fans aspire to in their own lives: resilience, openness, and a willingness to confront difficult truths head-on. Her ability to balance these two worlds, fictional and real, has elevated her beyond the status of a soap actress to that of a cultural touchstone. As her words continue to circulate, sparking debates, think pieces, and heartfelt fan tributes, Laura Wright's legacy grows richer. She has proven once again that her influence is not confined to the scripts she brings to life. Instead, it extends into the way she chooses to live her life and the values she embodies: honesty, compassion, courage, and loyalty. With every revelation, she reminds audiences that the most powerful stories are not only those played out on screen, but also the ones forged in real-life stories of friendship, conflict, perseverance, and authenticity. In this moment, Laura Wright stands as both the heart of General Hospital and one of the most beloved figures in daytime television. Her openness has not only strengthened her bond with fans but also redefined what it means to be a star in an industry built on glamour and performance. She has shown that true strength lies in embracing the full complexity of life, its joys, its conflicts, and its truths, and sharing that journey with others. That is why, as her career continues to thrive and her life remains full of color and depth, Laura Wright is celebrated not just as Carly Corinthos, but as herself, an actress, a friend, a truth teller, and a woman whose spirit continues to inspire.